Now, First Lady Jill Biden, Dr. Jill, was seated at the head of the table at a presidential cabinet meeting. What is going on in your country, Alex? Who exactly is running the show there? What did you make of Dr. Jill's elevation at this cabinet meeting?
To be honest, she probably earned it, for all of her hard work, putting Joe Biden on her back for basically his entire presidency. And a lot of people think it's a conspiracy that Kamala Harris did some coup to make Joe Biden step down. That's not actually true. Joe Biden, once he got COVID, he stepped down, Rita, because he couldn't smell little children anymore. So he's figured, you know what? I'm
Oh,
just gonna I'm just
Alex.
gonna drop out. What? That's the truth. A lot of people don't want to say that, but
Oh.
he's tired. And let the guy rest. And Jill actually deserves a little recognition because she has been working hard, whether or not I like her politics.
You can't help yourself, Alex. There's a line, and you don't want to just be near the line. You want to cross the line habitually.
What?
And I don't know
It's
what
a
I can do about
joke.
you, but it's a joke. But people will take it out of context and pretend you're being absolutely serious. Now, the president's cognitive decline is not a laughing matter because he is still leader of the free world. And have a look at this embarrassing blunder during the Quad address just yesterday.
I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Oh, dear God, who's next? I mean, the meeting only had three other leaders there. Our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, was there, and you saw the two other leaders up on stage with Joe Biden, and he still couldn't remember what was happening, who was coming next, what their names were. It's sad, Alex. There's no other way to describe it. This is not how any country should be run.
You're exactly right. And everybody knows that Joe Biden's not in charge. You can just tell by the effort that he's putting in. And sadly, that's probably the most assertive I've seen Joe Biden in his 4 years as president. And he's just quietly quit, whether he wants to admit it or not. He has quit on his presidency and he's quit on the American people. And I'm really worried because there could be some funny stuff that happens in this next election where we need a coherent president. And I think they're going to make him step down and let Kamala Harris be the president while she is, still campaigning. So it's going to be crazy here in America. There's going to be a big October surprise, and I think it'll be Joe Biden stepping down very soon.
That would be fascinating, and it would be a fairly underhanded tactic, but certainly one that I think will be impactful if they have Kamala running essentially as the incumbent and give her the prestige of the presidency. And again, she'll get another wave of fantastic PR if she is installed as president, even if it's for a few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to pull that off. Now, Alex, this story from City Field is interesting. They reportedly banned a Trump supporter from entering the stadium to watch a baseball game until she removed her MAGA hat. Now, this fan, Aura Moody, is now suing the stadium for $2 million in damages. She claims this ban was a violation of her right to free speech and has caused her emotional distress. What do you make of this? I'm all for this sort of legal action. If they want to behave like this, let them find out.
Her suing them for $2 million. She has to show damages. So I don't know if she got $2 million worth of emotional distress. But even if she gets free season tickets or a few $1,000s, good for her because they shouldn't limit what sort of political memorabilia you should be able to wear into a baseball game. So I am happy that she filed this lawsuit. But $2 million, I think that's highly unrealistic if you ask me, but I'm not an attorney.
You don't know how much emotional damage she sustained, so let's not predetermine that. I mean, it could have been very deep indeed, and they wouldn't do that if you turned up with, say, a LGBTQ lanyard or some rainbow cap. They wouldn't tell you not to enter or get rid of it. So political symbols have been at these sporting games for a long time, so you can't be selective about it. This is a fantastic story. I was hoping to get your insights on this because one of these COVID fanatics, one of these COVID-era dictators, has been exposed as a massive hypocrite. This is a hidden camera footage posted by podcaster Stephen Crowder last Thursday, and since then the story is being covered by mainstream media, including the New York Times, showing Varma, COVID czar J.K. Varma, boasting about breaking the very rules he was insisting all New Yorkers had to follow. He even attended a string of secret drug-fueled sex parties, Alex, whilst telling people they couldn't work or kids couldn't go to school and a bunch of other restrictions.
Well, rules for thee, but not for me. And it's not any different than what Gavin Newsom did when he went to French Laundry at the height of the pandemic in California when everybody else was shut down. And, also Gavin Newsom, his restaurant, because it was in a place that was, not densely populated, was basically able to stay open during the whole entire pandemic when he shut down every single other business. So this happened in New York City with this guy. It happened with Gavin Newsom in California, and it happened everywhere in between. So it's just sad that people that were in power manipulated this and didn't follow the same rules, that all the other people got punished, lost their job, maybe kicked out of the military for not following these unnecessary rules, if you ask me.
Absolutely. But, I don't think Gavin had a orgy at the French Laundry. This guy was up to all sorts of things that...
Maybe, Rita, you don't know that. Gavin is why look into Gavin's history. He has quite a prolific love life as well.
Yes, let's not go into any detail there. Now, before you go, you've got a career highlight coming up. You'll be on stage with the great Roseanne Barr and Tucker Carlson, who you once claimed was your biological father.
So right now, Tucker, we're going to find out once and for all if you are my father or not. So this is huge. How do I read this? I'm not a doctor, Dr. Goldberg.
So you just take out the paper and read the words that are on it.
It says, Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong. This has to be wrong. He is my father.
So I know you wanted a different result, but we tested it many times.
Dr. Goldberg, he has to be my dad. This is
not,
his
I
dad.
can't,
Get out of here, Dr. Goldberg. Dr. Goldberg. Tucker, you're my dad. I love you so much. I'm still going to lie. Even though you're not my biological father, I'm still taking credit for it.
I can't believe he doesn't have a restraining order against you. He's actually got you as his opening act for his Fort Worth show. He's been getting huge crowds across the US. It must be a thrill to open for him in your home state, Alex.
It's an absolute honor. I joke that he's my biological stepfather, but Roseanne is my adopted mother. It's such an honor to call both of them friends. And we're at over 13,000 tickets sold, I believe, for the show this Tuesday, the 24th. So it's a dream come true. I want to tell a couple of those Biden jokes. I hope they don't react the same way you did, Rita, or else I'm going to be in trouble. But no, on a serious note, it's going to be a great show. And it's just an honor and privilege. And this is the biggest moment of my career. It can really change the course of it as long as I, perform like I expect to perform. So thank you for letting me plug it, Rita. You've always been so gracious, just like Tucker. You are the Tucker Carlson of Australia. And that's not a gender thing. You are the female version as well. Thank you so much, Rita, as always.
Thank you. I'll be your biological stepmother for you if you'd like. You've got lots of roles to fulfill there. Alex Stein, thank you so much for your time this evening.